Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Tales from the Foxhole presents Desperation Dead House. This is a new game by Jason Morningstar of Bully Pulpit Games, and it's a lyric, Gothic storytelling RPG experience, inspired by games like For the Queen and The Quiet Year. So it's card based. I spent a lot of time cutting out these cards by hand, and then I thought, why? We're on Roll20. I didn't need to do that, but they're these great cards that you can see what the little box looks like on the overlay that allows you to play a really cool experience. And one of the neatest things about this game is the conceit of the game is that rather than deciding, what, like some games they say, here's who you are, and then you decide what they say. This one, it does the opposite, where you have these people and we all decide, they give us cards saying people say things, and then we decide who's going to say them. And that will change everything about our story, which I'm very excited about. If you watched us last week, we did the Isabel, which was set aboard a cod schooner in 1888, and people died. It happened. There wasn't any cannibalism, though. There was murder. But, I will just note that this is, we're going to be in 1888 again, but we're going to be in a very small town in Kansas called Neola. And Neola is tiny, small, minuscule, with very few people. And they're going to sit through an actual blizzard that actually happened, the Great Blizzard of 1888, which was not a good time for anyone. And we're going to see what happens to our small townspeople in this moment. And I am joined by an amazing crew of players, all of whom I love dearly. I asked everyone I asked were people that I really wanted to work with, because people who tell great stories. And I think everyone here is actually also a GM, and which is great because this is a GM-less game. So we all get to be players together. And I would love if each one of you would introduce yourself, just say who you are and say something. Tell us something about the coldest place or time you were at. This is what I want to know. Like you're the coldest moment you were at. And let's start with Marcus, best kind of worst.
Okay, hi. My name is Marcus, aka the best kind of worst. I'm trying to think of some cold thoughts right now. The coldest thing I can think of is there was one time it was my first time in an actual. I grew up in the desert of Arizona, so I didn't get a lot of cold weather. But then I went to somewhere in the middle of the West, and it was just snowy, and there was a pool that had a little bit of ice on it, and my uncle dared me to jump in, and I thought that was the end of my life. I'm never going to recover from this. I was like, I jumped in, and the icy water rushed over me, and I remember just being like, yeah, I'm gonna die here. But I didn't, so it's pretty good.
Why were you dared to do that? That seems bad.
Just shout out to Uncle Mickey. He sucks. Uncle Mickey sucks. But other than that, yeah, he's not my uncle anymore.
Good.
But I don't care.
Okay.
Actually, that might be the coldest story now. Anyway, next up, please.
Leone.
I'm really sorry. I haven't touched my computer in a month, so I don't know how to use a mouse or anything or unmute myself. But hello, everybody. I am Leonie, also known as Gloss and Gadgets and Cold Story. Okay, so it's pretty mild and wet here in England, but peak pandemic, all the storage heaters in my tiny little flat decided to keep tripping the electrics because they were as old as the houses, which dates back to the 1970s. So they also smelt like they were catching fire. And we had a very cold winter and we had no heating. And my cats would hide in clothes. It was that cold because they have fur coats and they were cold. And we asked my landlord to fix it, and he replaced all our storage heaters in summer.
That doesn't sound practical or good.
Yeah. Oh, and then we had to unplug one because it was like automatic and it was just on all the time.
No good.
Yeah, but it was really cold that winter. Anyway, that was, long story short, I had to use the oven to heat my house. Yeah.
Oh no! Oh my goodness. Susie.
Hello, everyone. I'm Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace. You would think my coldest story comes from when I moved to Canada, and it reached temperatures here this winter that you would see in the video game Frostpunk. However, God, would it be like 2017? I went camping in northern England to the Peak District, which is where all our lakes and big hills and semi-mountains are. And it was late September because we thought, September, it's still pleasant.
Yeah.
Still quite nice. I forgot I lived in England. It was not. So at 4 a.m., I'm asleep in my little tent. There's condensation inside the tent because it's so cold and humid. And there was a cow like 6 feet away from my tent, very interested in what was in there. And I hated every single second of it. Don't go camping in England. It's awful.
Okay, that's fair. Simon.
I had to mute myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Simon, otherwise known as Wandering DM on Twitter and Twitch. And my coldest story has to we have to go back in 2015, Canada. It actually was minus 40 degrees outside. That is minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius for all of you who all around the world. It was freezing cold. It was horrible, but it is also the year where I got my 3 kittens that we rescued from the cold outside. So, yeah. But it was horribly cold. You don't want that. It is, by the way, the temperature that your characters face in like the D&D Rise of the Frost Maiden campaign. Yeah. It's not fun. It is 0 fun.
Oof. And I'm troopersjp, and I'm your facilitator for today. I'm just your host. And I grew up in San Francisco where it never gets really cold nor really hot. So most of my life I was just like in pretty mellow weather. That was cool. And then I went to South Carolina for basic training at the end of August, and it was very hot. And there was this thing called humidity, which I had never known what it was, and then I found out, and I did not like it. But by the end of basic training, it started getting really, really cold, and we would be out in foxholes. Now, I was in colder places later, like Korea was very cold, Germany was very cold. But what I will say is that being in a foxhole, like early in the morning, when it's really cold, I learned something that I did not know about myself. I'm a kind of a person that I know when I have to go to the bathroom like an hour ahead of time. I'm like, oh, like sometime in the next hour I have to go to the bathroom. That's cool. And so like, I just go when I need to. But I found out when it's really, really cold, I have to go to the bathroom right then. Like I don't have that sort of in advance notice, and then I'm in a foxhole, having to go to the bathroom right then, and then getting out of a foxhole that's wet and cold is actually quite difficult. And then I was just like trying to like because you're wearing these like rubber boots that go over your regular boots that don't have any traction, and I'm trying to like put my boot on the side of this foxhole, and I'm by myself because my battle buddy is sleeping, and I'm like, this is the worst ever. So that's what I learned. I learned that being in really cold weather affects your ability to tell what your body is doing at any given moment. That's what I learned. Yep. Yeah, it's bad. That's my story.
So I think the great thing though, all of the cold stories from here are just downhill. Like it's all just gonna be bad from here on out. Like those were bad for us, but it's gonna make us kind of look like babies.
Yeah, it's true. It's good. And I want to say that this game is currently in crowdfunding. You can go to it's at GameFound, and I put the link up on the overlay. It's at bit.ly Desperation RPG. If you're interested, you should go check it out. I've already backed it because I was like, I must have this, and I want to actually just run each of these scenarios again later to see what it's like when you have like a different configuration of people, because I'm very excited about it. But I thought we should start. So I'm going to take us over to our sort of a beautiful map screen. So we have this great little playmat that is going to be the town of Neola, where we begin. I should also just let you know that this is going to be they call it a lyric RPG, and lyric RPGs are about trying to make you feel things. So it's a very emotional sort of journey. It should be kind of intense. We have safety tools that we have used. We have our lines and veils, heads ups. Also, we're going to be using OK check-in, so X, O's, and N's in our chat. Also, this game has a really interesting and unique safety mechanism where all of the cards they have themes attached to them, and they give you a list of all the themes, and if you do not want to include certain themes in your game, you just pull those cards, and then you don't have to deal with them. They do say if you pull so many cards that you have not enough cards left to play, then that's probably an indication this is not the game for you. For example, there may only be like 1 or 2 cards dealing with clowns, but there are like 17, 18, 19, 20 cards dealing with death. So, you know, clowns easy to get rid of, death maybe a little bit less so. And so that's a really neat thing, man. We're doing all of those things together to keep safety, because especially in an intense game, it's very good to make sure that everybody is feeling well and safe. And we're going to be pulling these cards one by one and reading them to ourselves and then out loud, and we're going to be creating this space. So this our game takes place in Kansas. And I'm going to sepia myself there we go. Takes place in Kansas in 1888 in a very small town called Neola. And the first thing we're going to do is build our town. I will take the first card, which is, it looks like it is Pearson's Shack. Let me pull this out, flip it, and reverse it, as Missy Elliott says. And then, hey, sorry, really quick segue. I just found out from the internet that the vast majority of people did not realize that Missy Elliott was singing in reverse in that song.
Really?
Yeah, apparently everybody is shocked to know this, just like last year. Then when she says, I'm going to flip it and reverse it, like that, like for me, I was like, obviously they just reversed. Yeah. But apparently nobody knew that. They thought she was singing in gibberish, but...
What? Okay. This is now a Missy Elliott stream. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, Bully Pulpit. We love this game, Jason Morningstar. This is an amazing game. Missy Elliott's taking precedent now.
I was really shocked. So has nobody watched Twin Peaks? There's so much reverse talking.
I was gonna say, like, I grew up with Twin Peaks, so I'm like, I think that's why I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Missy Elliott and Twin Peaks, one and the same.
Absolutely. And she also says she's gonna flip it and reverse it. And then
exactly.
I just had to share that because I was so scandalized. I was like, really? Anyway, so Pearson's Shack. This is Pearson's Shack. It's a smoky little affair cobbled from wood pulled out of the church ruins. A broken wagon, some cottonwood trees, and a waxed cotton tarp. Pearson is usually squatting like a toad here, ruminating upon the ineffable and making people uneasy. Put this card far away from any house or farm. So I will put this, I feel like this feels really distant or remote, so I'm going to put Pearson's Shack way up here is what I'm going to do. Marcus.
So now I grab one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am going to go with. I'm curious about Ralph Towns. Am I allowed to drag Ralph into the mix?
Not yet. We're doing our locations first.
Oh, locations first. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, my bad. Then I'm going to put. Let's see Mitchell's Farm.
What you got?
Let's see what it says.
Flip it and reverse.
General. Okay, I'll flip
And
the
you
card.
should
Here we go.
sepia since you're going now.
Oh,
'Cause we're
wait.
going
How do I? Oh, I gotta do it on my camera.
No, you can do it in the Zoom.
Wait, I can do it in the Zoom.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So this is now a Missy Elliott sepia Zoom. This is where is this
So
setting?
you go to preferences, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh my
then
gosh.
under background and effects, video filters,
Oh my
sepia.
gosh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna drop this card. I'm gonna figure this out after
Yeah.
after
So
I read
excited.
this because I want to get to the actual
So
game
excited.
real quick for you guys. Okay, Mitchell Farm. This is the Mitchell Farm. Look, that's his name. It's the best around. Look, that's his name. Is the best around at coaxing wheat out of his barren ground. Telly, that's her name, is endlessly pregnant and cannot keep a child. Put this card between the dead house and the Hetzel house.
Okay.
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 Well, bummer of a card. Since we don't actually have a location, I'm gonna kind of
Yeah.
just say it's here.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Between Hetzel and the dead house. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Leonie. Oh, by the way, the purple looks good in sepia as well. The purple pink, it looks good in sepia as well.
Ah, excellent. Okay, right. So I have a. Oh. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
How do I flip it? And reverse it.
Right click on it, and then you should be able to say flip card.
Perfect.
And then if you
thank
hit Z, it'll zoom up in your face.
Yeah, I have that bit. Okay, so I have pulled the post office. This is the United States Post Office, a grand title for what amounts to a horse and stable made out of greasy wood repurposed from a collapsed buffalo skinner's camp. Nice. Inside there is a table and a chair and a safe and a pile of hay. Put this card very close to the town's house. Well, we don't have a town's house.
The townhouse is
But
gone, so wherever you want.
Well, I would say that I would say like the post office would be like near the center.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna plop it there.
Okay. Susie, it's you.
Okay. Boop. All right, we have the hill. This is the hill. It was important to the Wichita who used to live around here. After the war, they were all moved west, but they buried some stuff in the hill before the army arrived. Somebody dug it all up soon after and kept the pretty bits and burned the rest. There is a single spindly black locust tree at the top. Put this card wherever you like. Okay. I think that this is probably gonna go around the outskirts. So probably around like maybe up here somewhere.
Okay, Simon.
Again, muted, but that's fine. All right. Drawing. I've got the ruin.
Oh, okay.
This is the ruin, a stone foundation in some charred timbers and a well that really ought to be filled in. A Church of God preacher and his family built a half-assed church here, but they couldn't take it, and the fire that burned them out was probably a blessing. Jeez, put this card between the hill and the dead house.
Okay.
So we have the hill. We don't have a dead house yet. So I think the ruins are going to be out back from the Mitchell farm, like over here.
Okay, and we'll just continue this circle. So I'm going to pull the dead house. It doesn't sound bad at all, right? That sounds great. Sounds awesome. I'm sure there's no problem. The dead house. This is the dead house. This is where Neola stores her dead when the ground is too hard to dig. That time is coming soon and lasts for half the year. The cemetery is here too. Put this card on the edge of town. So I will put the dead house right between the hill and the ruin, right there, I think. Yeah. Marcus, that's you.
Yes, it is me. So now I will pull the farm, which has to go between the... Wait, what is the Mitchell farm had a specific...
Yeah, in between Hetzel and the dead house. So that's a good place to put it. Yeah.
Okay. So the Hetzel farm. This is the Hetzel farm. It is the oldest in Neola. Henry Hetzel and his estranged granddaughter Velma. It boasts an orchard of stunted apple, peach, and cherry trees. Put this card far from the dead house. So it has to be between the dead house, between the... Yes, okay.
Yeah, because the Mitchell farm is in between the Hetzel farm and the dead house.
So this would be the... So dead house. Yeah, right there. Perfect. That works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds fun. Sounds great.
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's great. Leone.
Okay, putting the Sharp House. And the Sharp House says... no joking. Taking a very long time to load. There we go. This is the Sharp House. Old Swiller and her daughter Mattie, and Mattie's husband, James Mitchell, and all their half feral children. James is an odd job man, and Mattie takes in mending. Put this card close to the dead house.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. We have one location left, but let me find it. Where is it? I must have accidentally gotten rid of it. We have the dead house, Hitzel Farm, the hill, Mitchell Barn we need. We need the Mitchell Barn. Yes. Although that actually I don't think we can flip in reverse. So let me actually get it.
Missy would not approve.
No, not at all. Where are you? Unplayed, already in deck. Actually, can you pull? I don't think you can.
If you want, I have the description here on the PDF.
Please do.
So this is the Mitchell Barn. It's a modest but squared away building that Look Mitchell ordered as pre-cut lumber from Sears and Roebuck. It would be a nice place for dances if anyone in Neola were to bend in that direction. Put this card very close to the Mitchell farm.
Okay. You know what I think? I think this is actually on the deck already somewhere. Maybe I put it somewhere random, because sometimes I do that. Sometimes I put random things places. I'm going to go and do that while we go to people. So in this moment, we have people. And this is where we're first going to go and start speaking our truth. While I do that, I'm going to put I'll pull Ralph Towns, our first person.
Ooh.
Now, I'm going to read this to myself first and then read it out loud. Okay. I'm Ralph Towns, Sr. I'm postmaster here. All the government Neola's ever going to have. That's a point of pride. I'm also Catholic, which sets me and mine apart from all the other families. I'm kind, but arrogant. Put this card next to the town's house. I'll put it by the post office and speak Ralph's truth. Let's see. Our post office is... Oh, there it is. I'm going to put Ralph by the post office, and I have to speak his truth. I take my religion very seriously, most of the time, but sometimes I falter. I don't want to say, but I've been having an affair with someone in Neola, and I hope no one finds out. Marcus, you're up next.
Okay. I am going to choose It's probably Swilla,
Yeah.
but I like Swyla. I don't know why I'm feeling Swyla right now. So I'm going to read this. Swyla Tharp. I'm going to take a second to read this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Swyla Sharp. So was it Swilla? Swilla Sharp. I'm Swilla Sharp, the oldest, and if we're being honest, I don't mind the pun, the sharpest woman in town. My daughter and her husband live with me in the town and the house I built with my late husband, Reeve. I'm brilliant, but cruel. She needs to go next to the Sharp House, which I don't know if it's out on the field yet.
It's right up there. Yep.
Oh, right. She's
right.
walking over to the Sharp House, and I need to speak her truth.
Mm-hmm. And just for those for those in the audience who've not seen this before, when they ask you to speak your truth, you have a couple of choices. Either you can just leave it as it is, you don't have to do any more than what is just said, or you can sort of do a monologue as part of her continue on what she's saying, the character, or you can narrate something about the town and the location. You could sort of tell a bit of a story, or you could pull someone else in and do a scene that you think would sort of relate to that.
So for me, I think I'm looking at Swilla. She is, sitting on the edge of her property, kind of maybe studying, thinking, looking, reading a book of some kind, and only occasionally peeking up from whatever paper she's reading to harshly judge the people walking by of the town. And that's where I'm going to leave her truth there.
I like it. Leonie.
Okay, I am pulling. Oh, I actually can't read that. It's far too small. It says Henry Hetzel. Excellent. Sorry, I had to make that big for a second.
Oh, yeah. Wow. There you go.
Okay, so I'm just going to read this quickly.
To yourself, so that because you might want to read it and be like, oh, this becomes especially important when we actually get into the autumn, winter, and hell cards. That's right. Those are the 3 seasons here in Neola. Autumn, winter, and hell.
No summer?
No.
Oh, okay. That kind of game. Is that okay?
It's that kind of game.
All right. I'm Henry Hetzel. I was among the first settlers here in Neola, and the place hasn't been kind to me. But I hang out in sheer spite. My granddaughter Velma helps keep the farm running. Of her parents, the less said, the better. I'm resourceful, but frail. Put this card next to the Hetzel farm and speak Hetzel's truth. We don't have a... Oh, no, there's the Hetzel farm.
Hey, over there, yeah.
Yeah, right over there.
Good old Henry.
Right over there. You know what this game reminds me of? Sorry to just
tell me. I'm here
away
for
a
it.
second.
Please.
It reminds me of Gloom.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that game.
Like big Gloom vibes.
I love that game.
Love this art.
Alright, so Henry Hetzel's truth. While this place has not been kind to me, I will say one thing: stay away from the hill.
Ooh. Okay. Susie.
All right. Okay. Let me draw.
I'm taking my notes because I was like, this would be good.
It's getting tense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am Luke Mitchell. Me and Telly built this farm with our own 2 hands. One day, I want to pass it on to my children when we finally have some. Until my brother James got married, he was basically my kid. I'm hardworking, but naive. Okay, I need to put it next to the Mitchell farm and speak Luke's truth. Okay. Mitchell farm. Okay, I think Luke's truth is... I think he spends his days helping the townsfolk.
Mm.
And I think that he spends his days being taken advantage of by
Mm.
some of them,
Mm.
especially Ralph Towns, who thinks he's above everyone else in the
Mhm.
town. And I think Look knows it a little bit,
Mhm.
but he wants to be a good member of the community. He wants to do the best for the people around him. But unfortunately, that naivety, that desire to be a good person often gets him stood upon by others.
Ooh, I'm so excited. This is gonna be so bad. Simon?
All right. I've got Bubbly Towns. All right, let me just read that real quick.
Good old Bobley. People had the most exciting names in the 1880s. I just for the record, I sort of love that.
I'm Bubbly Towns. The day Ralph brought me to Neola, I cried because it is a lonely, barren prison. And I had been promised freedom and paradise. It hadn't exactly grown on me, but I have solace in my growing family. I am talented, but bitter. And I put this card next to Town's house, and I speak Bubbly's truth.
There is no Town's house, so I suppose the post office.
Yeah, it's going to be the post office. Bubbly's truth. As time went on, I felt myself growing distant from Ralph. I know it's frowned upon, and we have vowed to stay with each other through thick and thin, sickness and health, but it's just the longer I live here, the more Ralph goes from being my husband to being my jailer.
Nice. I will pull out Telly Mitchell and see who this townsperson is. Hello, Telly. How are you? Who are you? What do we know about you? I'm Telly Mitchell. My given name is Telefers, but everyone, including my husband Look, calls me Telly. I'm always pregnant. I'm pregnant right now. But it's never worked out. Look still thinks it will someday. I'm gentle, but melancholy. Put this card next to Mitchell's farm and speak Telly's truth. I think Telly's truth is that she'd say, Look wants children so badly. And I've never told him that I don't. I'm going to leave that a little bit mysterious right there. Marcus.
Okay. I'm going to pick James Mitchell. Let's flip James and see what he's about. James Mitchell. I'm James Mitchell. My older brother, Look, is like a father to me, and Swilla Sharp is like a mother. And I married her daughter, Maddie, and everything's just great. Lacking any skills, I do odd jobs around Neola. I am charming, but lazy. Put this card next to the Sharp house to speak James's truth. I lost James. Oh, there he is. Okay. To the Sharp house. Okay. James, this is just okay. So I need a second with James here.
See, how about something like
Donner Maddie. So James is, often seen scattered, like running around, like he's always around town doing stuff, doing odd jobs. People are, always seeing him get into trouble or whatever. But for some reason, Swilla, who really hates everyone, doesn't hate him. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna go for now.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So all my notes come together.
Okay, so it looks like I'm just getting all the Hetzels. So
Who doesn't like the
just
Hetzels?
I'm claiming this family for my own. Okay, so I'm gonna please be bigger because I can't read that. Okay, let's have a look. Nice read. Who are you, Velma?
This is what I want.
Okay. So I'm just trying to think of a voice. Listen, I'm a little bit rusty, okay?
Oh, you're excellent.
I'm a little bit rusty. It's been a while since I've sat in the GM seat. Oh no, that's going to sound far too fishwife. That's going to be hilarious. I'll do that later. I'm Velma Hetzel. I run my Grandpa Henry's farm, and that's my days gone. My weeks, my years. It wasn't that I planned for my life, but it's what I got. Still, I dream of more exciting things and read about them in books. I'm well read, but very bored. And so I need to pop them over by the farm with Grandpa and speak her books. Speak her books. Freudian slip right there.
Interesting.
I've read so many things in my books, not just faraway places, but also useful skills when one is so stranded and far, far away.
Okay. Susie.
Okay. Pearson. Let's see what your deal is. All right. Doo-doo-doo. Ooh. I'm Pearson and I live alone. I built a little shack, and when they came to throw me out as an unpleasant parasite, I waved the deed in their faces. It's my land, fee simple, and if I want to live on it alone in my miserable, leaky hut, that is my right. I'm fiery, but strange. Nobody ever really pays me much mind. I'm just weird little Pearson in my weird little shack. So I see things. I see a lot of things.
Oh.
And I remember.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Pearson's going to go to the dead house right away.
His day's on.
Wow.
Simon.
All right. I have Maddie Mitchell. Come on, flip. Maddie. Oh my.
Oh, love it when people say that. That sounds good.
Interesting is what I'll say. I am Maddie Sharp Mitchell. Everyone knows me as Old Swilla's headstrong daughter, but they were as surprised as I was when I fell for the Mitchell boy, but fall I did. The two of us are young and in love, and that's that. I am attractive, but unwise, and I have no idea what this accent is, but I'll try to stick to it.
It's great.
I will put this card next to the sharp house and speak Maddie's truth.
Mm.
Where's Maddie? Oh, sharp house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maddie.
Over here.
Maddie thinks James can do no wrong. Ever. And she thinks that if anyone in Neola should take the place of Ralph Towns as the town mayor or local governor, it should be her husband. He's leader material, and she'll back him up 100%.
Oh, interesting. I feel like there might be problems when we. Okay, I'm here for it. I'm pulling fate. Fate. What can we say about fate? All right. I'm Fate. Fate is short for Lafayette, and I am not from around here. I came here from a place far away where, well, people wanted to kill me. There's no going back, and that's all you get. I'm likable, but dangerous. I put this card next to the home of the family he's bordering with and speak Fate's truth. I feel like Fate is boarding with the towns, because I feel like that'll just cause lots of trouble. And here's the thing about my truth. If you ask me, you got into it. First of all, I don't think nobody knows here that I left because people wanted to kill me. If somebody did ask, then, of course, what I'd say is I was wrongly accused of theft. Let's say theft. Oh, no, that won't look good this town. They won't like that. I'll just say I was wrongly accused of, I don't know, blasphemy, something. But whatever it was, I didn't do it, and it was a misunderstanding. What they don't know is that I killed 14 people in the town where I was once last at. And, well, I'm a little bit wanted, but no one will find me here in Neola. I feel comfortable here. And as long as nobody knows my secret, I feel like everything will be fine.
My goodness.
Yeah. Just 14 people though, so it's cool. And that said, we will begin, shall we? Yes. Let's. Marcus, you get to start. We are in autumn, and you will pull a card, read it, and then decide who says it.
Okay. I pulled A Gilded Age. I am going to open it. Okay. It is 1887, and progress marches on. I cling to the scraps of the news like a rat line. Grover Cleveland is president. Verdi's Ada is popular. Oh, okay. Verdi's Ada is popular. Down in Argonia in Summer County, they have elected a woman as mayor. Her name is Susanna Salter. In Chicago, the Haymarket anarchists are waiting to be hung. And here I am in Yola. Okay, so now the selection is who in the town.
Who in the town
this.
is the person who said that? Because whoever it is that's going to change many things.
I feel this. I don't know if this is just because of recency, but like this feels for me like I'm curious about fate in this card. Like keeping track on what's happening in the world, but also having to run away from it. Fate has had to like leave multiple lives for various reasons. Some could falsely accused of super murder or something. I forgot what it was. So now I'm going to associate this with fate. Do I just leave this card here?
Put it underneath fate.
It's a very big card, by the way.
I can make that small. I got GM powers.
I can spin it. There we go. Thank you for your GM powers. Yep, that's going to go with fate.
So speak the truth related to that.
Okay.
And that can be internal monologue or a narration of something happening in the town or a scene, whatever you would like.
Okay. Okay. Fate. Let me just take a quick look at fate again.
Mm-hmm.
I think fate is writing in a journal outside of the post office. There is so much world out there, and I have to cut myself off from it because what I did and what was done to me. I can hang out here for a while, but eventually they're going to find me, or this town's going to find out what I did or what I'm doing. And then he crumbles up the paper and just puts it in his jacket pocket.
All right. Okay. Leonie.
Okay. Let's have a look here. What have I pulled? I have pulled the smoke card. The buffalo grass is dying and prairie fires are burning. Everything is smoke. I can barely see my hand in front of my face, but the chores don't wait. And up there on the hill, I see a figure, a shape I don't recognize. Someone from elsewhere. They raise a hand, and a thrill of fear runs through me.
Oh.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay.
Who was it that was complaining about chores? I have a feeling, was it Matty?
I think it was.
I feel like this is Matty's card, if I'm honest.
Tell us about this.
Just with her glum sense of self and how she bemoans chores. She almost sees the world with a sense of, how to put it, a sense of doom and gloom. Because buffalo grass is dying. Okay, fair enough. The livestock doesn't have much to eat, but I'm sure there's some feed that they can be fed. And that feels like her card.
I'll take it. That gives us Susie. And let me make that small for you. And then we'll put it by her. Maddie. She loves her husband, but she is not excited about all of those chores.
Okay. 7-3. I learned from a tattered scrap of newspaper that the Detroit Wolverines have won the National League pennant over the Indianapolis Hoosiers? How the hell do you say that?
Hoosiers.
There, right, nailed it. This cheered me, and I clung to the news for some reason. I told everyone, but no one in Neola gives a damn. The score was 7-3. I think this is Velma because she's trapped here, right? She feels isolated, and she's just desperate for knowledge, for more things. And I think in this moment, she's going around town. She's telling everyone about this news, and I think Fate is interested. But keeps a cool, calm sort of, a general sort of blank expression to try and not show too much interest. But in that moment, I think Velma sees something in his eye, a little spark, that little connection of two inquisitive minds meeting.
Oh, I am sure that will not end in badness in any way. Like, I'm sure. Yep. Simon.
Yep. The well. I have a good sound well, 35 feet deep and lined with stone, and I keep milk and cheese down it to stay cool. But today there's no milk and no cheese. Oh, it was stolen in the night and hatefully replaced with something loathsome.
Oh.
Now it's poisoned, and I know who did this.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Okay, there's a oh shit.
Okay.
Let me check another card. I might. Oh, that could be fun.
Okay.
Okay. Can I twist a little?
Yeah, do your thing.
Okay. This card is not going to be linked to someone directly because the person speaking in first person, the I, we'll leave it mysterious for now. The well itself will be in the ruins.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
Someone squirrels food away. But I will tell who did find that
yes,
that food. I'm not gonna say culprit because who knows why they went and found it. But I think it would be James.
Oh, okay. So,
and I think it's because James. I think that was the voice, right?
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, someone complained of a foul wind in near the Mitchell farm. So I went around and took a look, and lo and behold, there's I don't know, 4 weeks worth of cheese down here. So might as well take it and give it to people around.
Of course.
Free well cheese.
Of course. Oh, and the reason why the person knows who did it, well, at least who took the cheese. We don't necessarily know who replaced it with something loathsome. That could have been a whole other person. Yep. Okay.
I like the concept now of top shelf and well cheese.
Yes.
That's now in my head.
That is what I want. Okay, let me pull my card. What do I have here? I've got a card called Signs. Okay. Who's gonna say this? Who's gonna say this? Ooh, I feel like Swilla Sharp is going to say this because she and Henry have been around for a very long time, and she's gonna say, nature is speaking as the seasons change. The wasps are nesting high, and pigs are obsessively gathering sticks. There has been a halo around the sun for 5 days straight. Oh, the winter of 1888 is going to be very hard. Harder than I can bear. I'm going to speak my truth or nature's truth. And I want to have a scene with Swilla and Maddie, where she's going to tell Maddie about what the signs point to. Who would like to play Maddie?
Well, we should all just go. Yeah. Simon, you actually got out before me. You pressed the buzzer. I'm gonna let you go.
If you want to, I can weird accent woman again.
I just knew I couldn't do that voice, so I wanted to let you have it. I want to hear it one more time, so
I can't do it either.
I want to marinate in it. I want to learn that accent so I can get it down for the next time.
I just don't want to be typecast as Maddie, the weird Valley girl Texan odd.
Okay, I'll take Maddie this time. I'll take Maddie.
Sure, okay. Go ahead.
Maddie,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
Hmm? What,
This-
Ma?
this winter's going to be very, very bad. I can tell from the signs.
Oh, you say that every winter, Ma.
No, but this time I mean it.
Uh,
There's been a halo on the sun for 5 days.
oh, don't. That James just says that's the angels.
That James has got not a lick of sense. He's pointless, that young lad. He doesn't do enough chores around the house. Why even get married to him if he's not going to do chores around the house?
He found all that wild cheese last week.
He did, and that was something nice, but then he gave it away to everyone. You listen
Well,
here.
he's got a good heart. He's got a good heart, Ma.
We'll have a good heart when it comes time when winter we don't have enough food. We could have stored that well cheese ourselves, and where did he find it? Who was in that? Listen, it's going to get hard. And I want you to watch out, because when times are hard, people get mean.
People always mean, Ma.
Yeah. And might be worse this time. Might be worse. But you listen to me. You might want to think about leaving town early. I don't think I'll ever leave Neola.
Oh, we can't leave before the wedding.
Oh, Maddie. Oh, Maddie. And I think that's our little scene. Marcus.
Oh, it's my card now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's my card now.
Mhm.
I got the message, so I'm assuming this is going to be very good
Yeah, I'm sure.
for everyone involved.
Yeah.
As we pick up cards, it's only going to get better and
Absolutely.
better. The message:
Absolutely.
geese flying south to rest in the marsh on the Nineska River. This year they are strangely exhausted, and I tramped out there and shot one, but I shot it wrong and it died badly in a sad little pinwheel of feathers and blood. It looked deceased. It all seems like a message.
Ooh.
So for me, this reads pretty well as Pearson.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move that over to Pearson's shack and speak Pearson's truth. Oh, thank you for
Yeah.
shrinking it, for making it mini. Oh my gosh, it's so small now. I love it.
Sweet.
It's
Pearson's way up
adorable.
there.
There we go. Over here.
Yeah.
So let me pull up the card again so I can see it. So I think I would like to bring in James, who's often running back and forth, through the town, to kind of James maybe walks up at some point, walking around, and notices Pearson kind of, like he looks a little more disheveled than already normal, which is already weird. He seems a little like he's like look it up and he's yelling at trees and stuff. It just seems like something's a little more off than usual. But you can see him like sharpening a stick with like another stick.
Who's gonna play James?
All you need to do to play James is have a Bob Einstein voice, I guess.
And also be like cheery and
Yeah.
upbeat,
I give people well cheese.
Susie, you
Anyone
know you
want
want to be James. Susie wants to be James. I know.
Oh, I
can tell.
can't do the voice though. I'm so sorry, everyone. I
You can
can't.
do
It
do
don't
whatever
matter.
you want.
Do whatever you
It
want.
does not matter at all.
Okay. All right. I will be James.
So Pearson is you can kind of see him. Like I said, he's extra. He looks a little extra Pearson today, I think is the nice way to put it.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think James approaches him with I think James, out of everyone in the village, probably treats Pearson the nicest.
Yeah.
He's not as judgmental as the others are, so he gives like a friendly little wave and a nod.
Pearson looks up at you like when an animal is just kind of spots you for the first time and doesn't actually it's like looks at you for a second, not a threat, okay, and goes back to so he like looks at you. It's not at all harmful. He's not gonna. He's like, huh. And he's like, no, okay, you're here. Continuing back to my important work. James, come here.
And James sort of comes over, and he's kind of got his hands in a like a I'm a non-threat, because you can see Pearson's a bit strung out. So he's like, a hand sort of relaxed and not in his pockets or anywhere that maybe cause Pearson some distress. He comes over and sort of is like, yeah.
Pearson hands you what looks like some tools, but on the tools, you notice his hands are covered in blood, and the tools are also covered in blood, and you do get a bit of blood on you. Hold this.
Well, what's going on, Pearson?
It's all there. Blood? It's all there.
What's all that?
I see everything. It's all there. The blood. Do you see it coming?
See what coming, Pearson?
You won't see it coming. They won't see it coming. We have to prepare.
Where'd this blood come from?
Died badly.
What died? An animal?
Bird.
Okay. And like James has a very visible like, oh thank God.
Just hey, take that girl of yours out of here. Get out of this town. It's not. Hey. Why? No. Sorry. Get out. Give me those tools.
James hands them back, gives him like a pat on the shoulder, and he's like, "All right, buddy.
You'll see. Yeah, you'll see. They'll see. You get out. Get out while you can."
Okay, yeah, all right. And I think on the way back, he's like, Pearson's extra Pearson today.
Oh no. Leonie, it's yours.
Oh, that was great. Okay. Oh wait, I also got the message.
Let me. What is that message doing there? You don't need no message.
Okay, cool. I don't need no message. Okay.
There you go.
Bandits. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
My team of oxen have been stolen. This is as good as putting a bullet in the brain. If we can't plough, we won't eat next year. No one who lives in Neola could have done it. No one would dare. No one would hide such a crime. It was a bandit of some rarity, and they need to be found and punished.
Ooh, okay. Who says that?
I don't know why, but for some reason my eyes just start watering every time it's my turn to talk. So this is great. I'm gonna give this actually to my old man over there.
Oh, Mr. Hetzel?
Yeah, Mr. Hetzel. This sounds like something he would say.
Mm-hmm. Speak that truth.
And I would actually like to have a scene, please. A scene with Velma.
Young granddaughter who wants to see the world.
Yeah. Who's gonna play Velma?
Oh, I can do Velma.
Yeah.
Let me just reread the bandits very quickly, just so okay.
That's no good. The oxen stolen is no good.
Oh.
Velma! God damn it, go!
Yes.
Get your nose out those damn books! The oxen! Why weren't you watching the oxen?
I don't watch the oxen. Why would I?
Girl, there's only me and you on this farm. If I'm not watching them, then you need to be watching them.
But I thought oxens were just grazing the field. I don't...
They've been stolen.
What? She says as she slams shut a book.
How can
stolen?
A girl of your age be so intelligent enough to read and yet not smart enough to know that oxen can be stolen?
Baba, I didn't think that it would be, and she keeps looking out the window, it would be a big problem. I mean, it was only a few pages.
If only this town had a sheriff we could report it to.
Don't you think that someone can go looking for them? A whole herd can't disappear like that.
I guess we could rustle up the neighbors and go search. Maybe someone saw something suspicious.
Perhaps they just got spooked and ran over the fence. I mean, it's not the most solid of fences.
My girl, I need you to understand something. Without those oxen, we're as good as dead come winter.
Oh. Oh. I'll do what I can to find them. Again.
I'll go speak to the Mitchells.
Susie, it's you. Someone stole the oxen.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Unease. This land is covered in endless buffalo grass and scourged by constant moaning wind. It's fertile if you know what you're doing, but utterly unforgiving. The summers will burn a person up and the winters will crack your bones. Right now, it is in between and as pleasant as it gets. That won't last long, I think. Okay, I think this card belongs to Luke Mitchell. And I think this is ruminations that he's having one day as he's watching his pregnant wife out there. Maybe she's doing some like chores, maybe hanging up some laundry. And he's equating her current state with the seasons, how they always have this joy where she falls pregnant and there's always that expectation and that joy, and soon enough the cold winter comes when she inevitably loses the child. And as hopeful as he is that this pregnancy will bring them a child, there's that thing in the back of his mind that the winter will be here soon and everything will be barren.
Yeah. Go give that to Mitchell. And Simon, it's you.
All right. Oops. No. I want it on the... There we go. A stranger.
Oh.
A dirty man appeared by the ruin and said he's from Denver, Memphis, and an Atlantic Railroad surveying the land for a new right-of-way. Sorry. He's from Denver, Memphis, and Atlantic Railroad surveying land for a new right-of-way. But he was a liar and a hungry one, and he had a pistol.
Oh.
But I had a quiet conversation with him, and he never set foot in Neola. Oh boy. Because he never set foot in Neola is something he said.
Yeah, that's right. That is correct.
It doesn't. Yeah. Okay.
That's what he said.
I think it would need to be with a sort of perhaps a naive person.
Oh.
I think I know.
Was it James?
I could be James, but it could also be. Well, there's Maddie.
They're young and in love.
Yeah, it's because what I'm thinking of. Okay, no, let's go with James. Actually, and we'll place the scene. We'll set the scene. You know, it's the whole discovery of the Welchies.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he's by the ruin.
Yep.
It's kind of weird, and we know that someone will leave something down the well afterwards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So who wants to do James? I would like a scene actually between the stranger and James.
Ooh.
Anyone want to go?
Leone.
I mean, you are the voice of James, and then someone wants me to see me attempt a Rocky-esque kind of James voice, which will probably be hilarious, but I will ruin the atmosphere.
Okay, then I will take James this time, but next time it's on you.
Okay, next time James comes up, I promise I will do James.
Okay, so let me pull up it's the stranger card, or a stranger
It's
card,
the stranger.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put that up by the ruin. Oh, actually, that's James who says it. Yeah.
James found the person by the ruin. Yeah.
The stranger. This is a bad sign, folks. I'm worried about it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll
I'll
start with the.
Yeah. Who's James speaking to here? Is this the man or?
I think. Yeah,
Okay.
I think what we'll have is let's start the scene when like James is hoisting the cheese out of the well, and the stranger comes out of nowhere. Howdy, partner. What you might be doing here in this well?
Well, hey, hi. I don't believe you're from around here. My name is James. Pleasure to meet you. I'm just I found this string here, and there's definitely something at the bottom, and I was curious as to what in particular it would be down there at the bottom. So I'm using this rope for to pull it up using some strength.
Oh, James.
Well, I think you got a good handle on whatever it is you're doing. Mind telling me a bit about this here town? I surveying the land, new railroad and all that, and I figured maybe this place could definitely need a new, well, actually a first train station. I don't see anything anywhere around.
Say, I didn't get your name, mister.
Oh, my name is of very little consequence. I'm a representative of Atlantic Railroad. That's all you need to know. I think that's when. Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, at this point, James does notice the pistol.
Yeah, exactly.
It becomes like maybe like a little bit around the hip. You can kind of see it.
Yeah.
And the
maybe gust of wind.
Yeah.
Yeah. The jacket flaps a bit. You see the. Yep.
Well, Nyola's a good small town. Not a lot in the way of travel and commerce, but so you say you're out here with the Atlantic Railroad. Why would you be surveying the land for such a small town?
Well, at some point, we need to connect every city and village and town and hamlet and dirty hole in this here country to everywhere else. The railroad has to pass everywhere, you know.
Huh.
Sounded weird. Now, this ruin here, do people come here often? I see you hoisting things out of this well, so I'll figure at least one other person come here.
Well, it used to be a
it used to be a church, right? Was that the card?
Yep.
It used to be like okay, sorry.
it used to be an old church. Most people only come here when they have to put something down a well or put something up a well.
An old church, you say?
Yeah.
I
Burned
haven't seen any other places of worship in this town. You go about without the light of God.
We go about without the light of most things. It's a pretty strange town, honestly. We get by. It's hard. We get by.
Well, I will let you to your whatever it is you're doing to this here well.
James is specifically kind of like, there's a path into the town, so James is just keeping his body like loosely in that way where, you know, it's like he's not like playing like defense spread out, but he's just kind of taking up a little more space on that side, just kind of keeping him from passing a little bit.
I think he's just gonna tip his hat and just walk back past the ruins, probably going towards the hill, actually, you know, the place that no one's supposed to go to.
Yeah.
And he'll just say, have a mighty fine day, and just remember, without the light of God, y'all are gonna be left to the fickle whims of fate.
Good luck with your trains, mister.
Oh, I'm just thinking about Robert Mitchum in Night of the Hunter. That's
Yes.
that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Yes. So
yeah.
James then, kind of just like what a weird interaction, pulls up one last giant tug, and then just well cheese erupts, like nacho cheese, like from a 90s commercial. No, but like a with cheese and like a bucket or rope or something, pulls up and he's just like, oh. Starts like sorting through the cheese. Just like, well, I gotta give this cheese away.
Now I'm gonna pull the card that will transition us into winter. First snow.
Oh god.
Fall has ended, and winter begins with a fine, heavy powder. All of Neola is snug in their homes. And I think that first snow, I can just imagine the town, everybody's sort of, there have been sort of strangers and things have been happening, but everyone's safe at home, happy. The Mitchells are happy, not really. The towns are happy, also not really. Everything should be fine. And I feel like, Marcus, you need to pull our first winter card.
It would be an absolute dishonor. So of course I picked the card called Rot. I think that's a good where to go. So I'm going to pull up the card on my bigger screen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am looking at a crib full of rotten corn and a barrel of wet wheat, barley, sorghum, millet, and all moldy and ruined. And I don't know what I'm going to eat when winter lingers. My shoes, perhaps.
Oh, that's bad.
Ooh.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Let me think of who this is.
Yeah. Who starts winter with everything rot, moldy, and ruined?
I feel bad, but I think it will lead to an interesting dynamic if the Mitchells are struggling, but James is not necessarily struggling as much as Mitchells. So I kind of want to put that one on look. So I feel very guilty about this, but
do you?
I think it's gonna make no.
I think that one's super juicy too, with the descriptor of a crib.
Like, exactly.
It's so good. It's so good.
So I'm gonna put that with Look and Telly over here at the Mitchell Manor.
Yeah.
It's called the Mitchell Manor, not Mitchell Farms.
Who said it? Was it Look or was it Telly who said it?
I'm going. Oh, I made a ring. I'm actually gonna go with Look on this one.
Okay. Speak that truth. Do we just see him looking at it? Is that what we see? Like, just like,
I have like it's like have you seen? There's a weird movie called Rare Exports. Has anyone seen that movie? It's a Norwegian or Swedish. Maybe I might be even wrong about that. Some kind of Scandinavian horror movie about Santa Claus. It's incredible. It feels like it's an 80s movie. It's so weird. But there's a scene where all of the potato sacks are missing. So there's just all these potatoes neatly stacked. So I kind of imagine Look sitting in this room, the room that was meant to be their child's room, in taking the produce in from the store. They don't have a child. So this corn is sitting in the crib, and it is a rotted metaphor for his life. And I think there's just like flashes, like you could see the corn. I don't know, this is less of a scene, but this is this is more of an experience of his, where you could see him looking at the corn, but in his eyes would be like reflected fire. And you could see him taking like a bottle up to his lips and just like think, as he's surrounded in this space, whether it's actually there, he just flies swarming around him, and then you just hear kind of Telly's voice faintly in the background to drag him back in. And he's just, and it's something about his brother, and that's where I don't necessarily have a monologue for this, but this is what I feel like.
I love that. That's brilliant.
So much inside of his head.
That's
because the rot is coming from the inside as well.
Leonie, it's your winter.
Okay, the rut card's in the way.
I think I thought I moved it.
No, it's still there for me.
Is it there?
Oh, there it goes. It's gone. It's gone.
Okay. I moved it.
Sally.
That's Sally.
My horse Sally slipped her halter and fought her way up the hill and ate her fill of black locust bark. And now she's pissing herself and falling over dying. I loved that horse. I needed that horse.
Oh, this is bad, y'all.
You know what? I'm going to land this on Pearson.
Oh no, Pearson. Okay.
I don't know.
Oh
This
my
just
gosh.
this just
Yes.
feels like I don't know. Pearson just seems to have all the bad luck with animals, and this just feels like a really
Yeah.
strong Pearson card.
Also, there's a lot of portents there. Yeah. Oh no.
And so I just kind of like imagine as poor Sally is suffering, Pearson goes to put her out of her misery as the only way you can, as the veterinary practice for horses back then. There was only one kind of thing to do with them. And once again, like the geese, it actually doesn't go very well.
Oh. You can hear the horses screaming. You can hear Sally screaming.
Yeah, over the entire valley as well. So like the rest of the town.
Ooh.
Hears it. Yeah, it's grim. It's kind of like an ominous cry of things yet to come.
Yeah. I can imagine people in the town like hearing that and like bundling up. Yes. Susie. Simon, go ahead.
I was just gonna have a question for Leonie very quickly.
Yes,
Just
please.
pure curiosity. What did he? So I'm assuming he tried to shoot Sally.
Yes.
To put her down.
Yeah.
How many tries did it take?
7.
Ooh.
Oh.
And that's a number. 7.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. That is a number.
Poor Sally. Poor Pearson.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh. But hey, food.
Yeah.
Positives. All right.
yeah.
Let's have my winter card. Okay.
Good luck.
Oh.
Vigilance.
Oh no.
The black locust atop the hill exploded because cold enough to make trees explode is something you can say about Neola this winter. And someone mistook it for a gunshot and huffed out into the bone-cracking pitch black night and, alert for bandits, shot me square in the chest. Ooh.
Speak your truth and then go to the dead house.
Oh my god, who do we
my
kill?
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Susie, this is your decision. Who gets shot by somebody looking for bandits?
This is horrible.
I know.
But the town has a hero.
Yes.
And the town has someone who historically has looked out for the entire town and been a protector of the town. So I said this in chat and I'm the one that's killing him. But I think this scene is from James's POV.
Yeah.
It's dark. He has a lantern. He is on high alert because he wants to protect his wife. He wants to protect this town. There's been this stranger with a pistol that was poking around the ruins. And Marcus, if you want, you can do a dying monologue from him if you want.
Oh, yeah.
But so James, he's there in the darkness and he calls out, who's out there, bandits. He heard about the oxen that were stolen from the Mitchells, and we don't see who it was that shot him, but there is a crack and he feels a punch to his chest and a warmth beginning to bloom across the chest, and he's confused and he looks around. He doesn't see anyone anymore, and things are just getting blacker and blacker around him. And in the morning, they find him face down in the snow, frozen stiff.
In the arms of the angels.
And James,
That was a tragic description. That was amazing.
goes to the dead house.
Oh my gosh.
The dead house. So,
First things first. Rest in peace, James.
absolutely. Simon.
And we get some F's in chat for James, please.
Yes, please.
I mean, we all knew that cinnamon bun wasn't going to last long. Any of us
No,
surprised.
that James belonged in a fiasco game, not
Yes.
this
Yeah.
one. James was too good for this world.
Not anymore. He's in the dead house.
Yeah.
There's snow and rain, and snow and rain, and the ice is as thick as fieldstone over everything. I'm trapped indoors, sealed in as though ice were lead and my home were a coffin. It led to panic, and panic led to unwise decision I will regret.
Ooh. Oh. Oh, by the way, before you decide who said it, I just want to say to chat, the game ends when either spring comes or we're all dead. So it's one of those two things will happen. Either we make it to spring or everyone dies. We'll find out. Go ahead.
It's you know what? It's gonna be Ralph.
Ralph Towns.
It's gonna be Ralph Towns, who, you know, in a moment of I can't really say weakness because we don't really know if it is a moment of weakness for him, but he's technically the one who should be leading the town.
That is correct.
And I think his decision okay. He needs to, you know, everything needs to be, you know, shut tight. We need to keep all the warmth inside as much as possible. But with the added weight of the ice over the roof, Ralph is fairly certain that the house might cave in during the winter. So he tries to set about a way to heat up the roof.
Oh no. Oh no.
Using whatever he can find in his home. So, you know, all the oil lamps, or even just to smoke. Smoke from the fireplace. Smoke is, you know, hotter than snow.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
let's just, you know, screw OSHA on this.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think what we would see is just maybe a montage of him slowly putting together the contraption or the trap, if you will, that will, I am fairly certain, lead to his death or the death of everyone inside his home.
Or perhaps their entire house burns down. They make it out, but they have no home.
That could also be a problem.
Oh.
Who would welcome the guy who
everybody hates?
Who everybody hates anyway.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull my winter card if y'all don't mind. As their house burns down. Oh, mine's called The Killers. Let's see.
Delightful title.
Okay. This is going to be. Ooh. Okay. This is Bobley Towns, The Killers. And she says, they are, I think Bobley, Ralph, and Fate are all staying in the Mitchells' barn at this point in time. I think the Mitchells were kind enough to let them stay in the barn, which is not necessarily the warmest or the most secure, but, you know, it is a place to be. And we're going to know that they're over there right now. It's late at night, you know, and she says, the prairie is a frozen tomb, and the wolves and coyotes are no longer shy. They smell the pan grease, and every morning their tracks are right outside the door. Every night they sing. It's a bad sound. The sound of my killers biding their time. It wears on me. We're the outsiders here, not them. And my husband just keeps going on and on about the post office and how it needs to be rebuilt, and we're staying in this barn, and it's wet, and the doors don't really have good enough security, and we don't have anything left. If those Kaidus come after us, who will protect us? Why did I even come here to this place? And why are Fate and my husband always whispering, and what are they whispering about? It gives me a bad feeling. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I will not die here. My husband might, but I won't. And that is her truth.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lovely winter. I will say it's shaping up to be really,
Mm-hmm.
really great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull my card.
Please do.
Emptiness. I relate to that. Let's go.
Oh.
Where are we at here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Emptiness. This place is so empty that it warps my vision. It poisons the mind. There are people living here who haven't seen proper civilization in years. I don't even need to get halfway through this one. This is Swilla.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll read this as her, but I'm just gonna make sure this goes over to her, because this very much feels like her to me right off the bat.
Yeah.
Emptiness. This place is so empty that it warps my vision. It poisons the mind. There are people living here who haven't seen proper civilization in years. The wind gets behind your eyes. The desolation sets in your teeth until they crack. And all I want is out. But there's no out for me. Swilla is now, she is not able to sit out and write and journal and observe. So pretty much she's got a real rear window thing going on. And I'm talking about like the Christopher Reeve one from the 90s. I'm not even talking about like the Hitchcock one. So she's kind of, getting in this. She told her daughter, it's time to go. So, okay, let me think about this truth for a brief moment.
Her daughter's probably gutted at the death
of
her.
Oh my God. I would assume
beloved.
inconsolable. Yeah, like inconsolable at this point. Like, she's kind of in the, it was the room that they, she had her own kind of small space and they had a room, but now the room where James and her daughter lived is empty and just kind of used for storage. Her daughter is like literally stays in the room with her now. It's a mess. So she's just kind of looking out of the window in the empty room at nothing going by, nothing changing, but the white just going up and up and up and up. And sitting in this empty room, she thinks to herself, Reeve left. James gone. My daughter, she'll never recover from this. She wasn't smart. She should have got out. But all that's left is emptiness. Yeah, and she's gonna have a great old time with that train of thought. I'm sure it's not gonna cause any spirals of any kind.
No, not at all. Yeah.
She's also been studying poisons.
Nice.
She's got a book next to her about poisons.
Cool.
That's all.
Yeah. The only, I feel like nothing bad's gonna happen in this town at all. Yep.
Can you get rid of the emptiness card for me?
It should be gone.
No, it's still there. Look, because I can put it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
There
I
you
have
go.
it small on my screen too. Oh, there it is. Whoa!
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, okay. A departure.
Oh, someone's going to the dead house. Someone's going to the dead house.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Okay. Read it to yourself and decide. Give us that joy.
You know who I'm going to give this to. I'm going to give this to Swella.
Oh.
I am dying, not from violence or an accident, but from old age or diphtheria. I have many regrets, and a whole unawesome secret that I need to unburden myself of before I begin my journey to the celestial choir. There's not much time.
Oh. Oh.
And so I turn to Matty, who's at my deathbed, tending to me in my final days. And I'm struggling to breathe, my lips chapped, cracked, and wheezing heavily. And I beckon her to come closer. And as she leans in,
Wait, who's playing Maddie?
I tell her, shots. James.
Oh!
Okay, can I take over as
Please.
Maddie? Okay, so she's been quite distant. She's still in her head about James. Her mother is dying. She can't process it. So she sits at her mother's bedside. She's got the 1,000-year stare as she's holding her hand. But as those words come out of her mouth, her mother feels the clench in her hand grow tighter. She sees a shadow over her as Matty pulls the pillow from beneath her head. She places it over her mother's face and holds until she stops struggling. And she whispers, I knew you always hated him. I didn't think you would ever do this. As she cries.
Oh. Oh.
Dead house, baby, dead house.
Wow.
Dead house, baby, dead. Oh my gosh.
Swilla goes to the dead house. Yes, Leona, you're the best. I just want you to know it. I just want you to know both you and Susie are the best.
That had such like Olenna Tyrell, I want you to know it was me energy.
So good.
Yes.
So good. So good.
She really didn't like that he gave away that cheese.
No. Oh
no.
Susie, it's you.
God, how can I follow that?
I don't know. That was so brilliant. I kind of can't handle it. I'm so excited.
Okay. The ghost of fire. This cold is like the ghost of fire. It has driven me to an angry madness. I have gone to extravagant measures to keep it out. I covered the inside of my house with newspapers and wheat paste. Nothing keeps it out, and it mocks me, leaving ice on my walls. My rage grows.
Oh, wow.
I think that this is Henry Hetzel. And I think that the scene is not from his like as we see the scene, it's an external point of view, maybe even Velma.
Yeah.
And he's basically isolated himself to one room. You know, the oxen are gone, townsfolk are dropping like flies, and it just this damn cold. And Henry always had a bit of a temper. He was always a wrathful man. And Velma on the outside can just hear the screaming, the anguish, the rage. And every now and then she hears a chair being thrown across the room. And she sits there in her little room with her books. And she's glad it's not her on the receiving end.
Oh. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I love it. Simon.
Sorry, I was making a note.
Yeah.
So much note.
So, I know.
All right. Fear.
Oh, great.
Some people are afraid of death, but I am more afraid of life beyond the blurry boundary that keeps decent people from cutting each other's throats.
Ooh.
The things that push one past that boundary, isolation, hunger, hopelessness, aren't just coming. They are already here. People are beasts deep down, and I am afraid. After what has happened, this goes to Velma.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think, without role playing a scene necessarily, but I think what's sort of happening is, as isolation, cold, and hunger is getting at everyone, her grandpa is turning violent. She is starting to blur the lines between the stuff she reads and reality. She's not quite sure what's what. I mean, very rarely right now are we leaving our houses to go check on our neighbors. James was the one who used to do that all the time. Sometimes even Look would do it, but she hasn't seen James in a while. Weeks, perhaps. And there was, she thinks, the sound of a gunshot echoing through a winter storm one morning. She's not quite sure. Maybe it was something she imagined in her books. Yeah, there's a lot of worries settling in her mind.
I'm taking some notes about that. And as we can probably hear, right, the chairs going, I'm going to pull the last day of winter.
Oh, luckily it's almost over.
And then we go to hell.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I thought it goes spring.
So the last day of winter, in any ordinary year, winter would be over. We could all rejoice. Everything is fine. But the winter of 1888 is far from over. We, my friends, are going to take a quick break, stretch, get some water, maybe a sweater, perhaps, as the winter is not over, and we're going to go into hell once we get back from our break. Oh my goodness! We'll be right back, everybody. We'll be right back. And we are back. Hello. Hi, everyone. We were just backstage talking about how great this is and why Pearson came to this town and what's happening. And I'm so excited. And also we were talking about how I love everybody who's here playing with me right now. And I'm so glad that we're playing together. Welcome back, everyone. So we are now in hell because the winter did not end when it was supposed to end. And if we can make it to spring... Let's hope. I don't know if we can. Yeah, Marcus.
You know, it would be an honor to pull the first hell card.
Please pull the first hell card.
Let's see. Friendship. That sounds like my favorite.
Oh.
When I think of hell, I think of friendship. So let's
that's
see how
good.
that goes. Allegedly.
Oh.
Okay, so now I'm going to read this.
Read it to yourself first, and then
Okay.
read it out loud because you want to, check it out for yourself. Yeah. Because I just see the word "dead house" in there, so I feel like you might want to. Just look here. Let's go full face. There you go. Just Look at Marcus's face right there. Look at his face. Look at his face. Someone has to die. He has to choose who it is. I think this is one of the best parts of this game. It's this moment.
I am so this is I get to assign this to a character, correct?
Yes. Who says that?
I regretfully inform you that the person who's saying that is Maddie Mitchell, the daughter of the deceased Swilla and the husband or the wife to be of the deceased James.
So why don't you read that out loud and let us know what's up?
Excellent. My friends in the dead house knew I'd been wronged, betrayed, humiliated, ruined. Before the world shrinks to a white pinpoint of pain and misery, I'll settle the score. They said, my friends helped me. They guided my hand.
Oh. And then it says what?
Then it says, speak your truth and put someone in the dead house. This is where it differs. Yeah. That someone may be you.
Okay.
Let me think on this for a brief moment.
I'm a little concerned about Maddie's well-being. Her dad died as well, yeah? Reed?
Yeah, no. Yeah,
her dad's dead. She murdered her mother. Her husband's dead. Yeah.
I am going to let me know if this doesn't work.
Okay.
I believe Maddie, in her heart, whether it's true or not, believes that Look was the one who killed his brother James.
Oh, wow. Why did she start thinking that? Was it some kind of reaction after killing her mother?
She has been looking for people to blame pretty constantly. Like I think I was personally like feeling like, oh, fate or Look were for me the two that I was like very much thinking. But my thought is here, Maddie gets a shot off, but then is shot. She doesn't actually. So the reaction would be she pulls the gun on Look, shoots, it misses or just clips him. But someone else was able to stop the gunfire before she was able to get more by shooting her. If that is doable.
Okay, yeah, of course it's doable.
Okay.
So she gets a gun and she sort of attacks Look. She confronts him, right? Because they were brothers, all that kind of stuff, right? And she shoots Look, but she herself is shot. Who shoots her?
Telly.
Yeah.
With a shotgun.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm going to just note, this town is coming unraveled. Maddie, you go to the dead house. Leone.
Sorry, I'm just cackling.
I love it. I love it.
Right, I'm just going to pull this out the way. That's there. Okay, so my card is called A Fond Farewells.
Oh, okay. Okay. I remember we win if we get to spring before everyone's dead. Go on.
My plan to kill as many people as possible. This is very nice. Okay. I'm just going to quickly read this.
Yes, please do. This one's called Fond Farewells, which I'm sure, because the word fond is in it, it will be fine, right? That's, I feel like that'll be great. There won't be, any...
Okay.
Uh-oh. Love that reaction. I'm ready.
I ate a lavish meal of pancakes and meat grease and coffee and mush and milk and a whole fried jackrabbit. If I had any loved ones left, I cannot recall now. I'm sure I kissed them tenderly as they slept, then walked to my resting place until spring. I settled in and sleep myself. And one of the other things this person ate was horse.
Oh.
And this is Pearson's card.
Oh, Pearson. Pearson goes to the dead house.
And took his secrets with him.
His cheese secrets.
Oh, Pearson.
Oh my gosh. Everyone is so troubled in this town. It is heartbreaking.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Susie.
All right. Okay.
An old friend. Okay. Pearson. Well, the Mitchells, the Hetzels, and the Towns are all fine.
Okay. An old friend. The cold gels the blood, slows the brain, makes the processes of life thick as saltwater taffy. Sometimes a body seems dead, but it isn't, and a person claws their way back from the brink. That must be what's happening, because someone I saw get shoved in the dead house is scratching at my door. I believe I will let them in.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
This is look. And it is in the dead of night, and Telly is fast asleep next to him. But he hears this scratching, this clawing, and it's incessant. He tries to close his eyes. He tries to ignore it. It can't be real. It can't be real. None of this is real. Everything's been happening a lot lately. When Mattie lost her mind, it's too much. I'm tired. I need to sleep. But the scratching doesn't stop. And so to dissuade his brain, to tell his brain none of this is real, it's just made up, he lights a candle. He goes to the front door. And he opens the door and he sees Mattie. He sees her with a hole in her chest, bleeding, fresh blood. It's got to be true. It was a week since she was killed. Weeks since he had to carry her body himself to the dead house. Yeah, here she is. And she looks at him with these wide eyes, the panic, that last minute of fear, the apologies, the tears. And he beckons her inside. She's family, after all. And he doesn't close the door behind him. Snow begins to pile up inside the Mitchell house.
Oh my goodness. Well done, well done. Oh, Simon.
This is so juicy.
I know. Because the thing is, he already had that vision earlier, right? Of the corn rotting and everything. So like, yeah. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a card called Mercy. I'm sure it'll be fine.
The nearest doctor is in St. John, 10 miles away. But someone must get help. Neola is collapsing, and here I am, setting out on foot through heavy snow in a savage blizzard. I'll get half a mile.
Oh.
Speak your truth, then die alone in the cold.
Oh, go to the dead house.
The entire town is going to hell.
It's true.
And someone needs to do something.
It's true.
And oh shit. Wait.
right there. That sounds very distressing. Go on.
My husband
Hmm.
has lost his marbles.
Oh,
And
Telly.
I mean, no one. First of all, our neighbors. Maddie Mitchell, who I loved with all my heart. Bless the sweet girl. She tried to kill my husband. This is what this winter is doing to us. And Towns doesn't seem like he's going to do anything. The one person who might have helped was the first one to disappear. Pearson had a horse, could have maybe used it, but he had to put it down this last fall. So I will put a few extra layers of clothes on. I wouldn't want to do this normally. But someone has to think about the future of Neola, especially when someone is carrying the future of Neola. Just gonna put a little O in the chat.
Yep.
So 2 people are going to the dead house.
Telly Mitchell goes out into the snow and into the dead house. I'm gonna pull one of my cards in hell. It's a lot of people in the dead house, everybody. An angel visits.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Okay. We currently have 6 people still alive in this place. Look, Mitchell, Velma Hetzel, and her grandfather Henry Hetzel, Ralph Towns, and his wife Bobley Towns, and Fate. The Townses right now are all living in the Mitchell's barn because their house burned down, because Ralph burnt it down. I think the person who says this is Henry. Is it Henry? Is it Henry? No. This card is called an angel visits. It's look. Because an angel visited him. His sister-in-law, Maddie. So let me read this. An angel visits. It's snowing, always a wall of white, and within it today are rumbling booms of thunder and flashes of lightning, and I just realized that I'm in the presence of an angel. Matthew 28:3. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. I hit my head, and I prayed and prayed, broken with terror, and I mutter my truth or scream it, and I think, as Look is rocking right in front of this crib full of rotten corn that he's never moved. He's rocking back and forth, muttering because he sees this angel. This angel. And this angel is someone we all once saw earlier, that stranger with the pistol from the railroad. And the angel is standing in the room with the crib as Look, broken, fearful, seeing things, looks up at this angel and goes, "Have you come to save me?" And the stranger says, what? One of you should be the stranger.
I can
do it.
I mean, can I top off with okay?
Yeah. Top it off.
The stranger looks at Mitchell and says, "Yes, you are saved."
Put it right there. Right?
Yeah, we just cut to black.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
This game rules.
Marcus, we don't know what happened. We'll find out.
Pleasant dreams.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Let's
that's
take
great.
a second here. Let's take a second.
Pleasant dreams. That sounds good. I feel like everything's gonna be fine, right? Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you knew that stranger. Because the stranger was also like talking about God and all that. So like the stranger had to be back. Had to be back for that one.
Okay.
Oh, not is it says so when it says pleasant dreams, that's not true? Okay.
So pleasant dreams. This is I am actually going to associate this one with Ralph Towns.
Okay.
Who is actually kind of maybe not in the best brain space.
Yeah.
Let's say
burned down the house, is having an affair with someone.
Yeah. The real, just a real, real reliable narrator, I believe is the term. Yeah, he's sitting there, in not his house at all. Well, aren't I snug? Doesn't the fire roar and doesn't the pork joint sizzle merry in its pan? I'm rereading Henry James's novel Roderick Hudson, and it's a corker. Cozy and warm and safe. Let the winter drag on for 1,000 years. Let time itself grind to a halt. Let the world die, and let God or the devil or both keep me asleep and dreaming such nice dreams. How this is going through his head, I'm going to speak the truth in the way that I normally do, is just kind of describing what it looks like from the outside.
Yeah.
If that's the inside. He is sitting in a chair covered in blankets and just kind of like rocking, like kind of like moving back and forth, like really, like he seems the only one in town with a smile constantly on his face. You rarely see him. Someone even said he was smiling when he was helping lug a body to the dead house. He seems to like enjoy this, but they don't, I obviously the roof burnt down. There's speculation, but I don't know if it's a small town, so word gets around, but I don't know if everyone believes all of that. But yeah, there is this sick and sad and weird smile constantly across the face of Ralph Towns, who appears to be the only one excited about being trapped here.
Can I add something?
Please do.
And as he's sitting there in this pleasant space that he's in, his wife, Bobbly, walks up and hands him a cup of hot tea with a smile on her face. Leone?
Can I just
let me get rid of that pleasant dreams.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me get rid of that for you. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, grit.
Okay.
I can beat this. I will. If it means burning encyclopedias, if it means eating mouse shit, if it means selling my soul, I'll do it. Spring will come, and I will live to see it. And this will be Fate's card.
Yeah. Yes, it will be.
We haven't heard a lot from Fate, through autumn and double winter, winter crit. I don't know, but he's watching everyone die and fall apart around him, and he's just not going to go out like that. Like he's not. He refuses. And so yeah, grit belongs to fate.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Oh,
Susie.
All right, here we go. Let me zoom this bad boy in.
Okay.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I've got it. I took out the Wichita treasures dug out of the hill after they were driven off so many years ago. I spread them around and called to their gods I don't even know, and begged for relief, and they answered, and the price of relief was hot blood and sacrifice. So, in the Mitchell house, look, Mitchell, freezing in his house. It's still never quite warmed up after that one night when he let Matty in, with a new guest who arrived one night. The guest has a strange countenance and he has strange possessions, carries around in a little satchel. And look, doesn't question him, because why would you question an angel? Why would you question a servant of God? And on the night when the angel asks him to stand before him amongst these strange treasures that he's never seen, Look Mitchell doesn't question. He smiles serenely, knowing that this is God's will. And when the stranger pulls his knife and puts it to Look's throat, he doesn't struggle. And when Look's body drops to the ground, there is a look of peace on his face. And the stranger puts on Look's clothing, puts on Look's hat, but he still has that pistol at his hip. And Look Mitchell goes to the dead house, but no one in the town knows that Look Mitchell has gone to the dead house.
oh my God.
Oh.
You read my mind.
Oh.
Question, Susie. He took Look Mitchell's clothes.
Yeah.
Did he took Look Mitchell's face?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
He did.
Yes. We'll just keep that Look Mitchell card right there on the board. Oh. Simon.
God damn.
My
A
God.
precious thing. It's a keepsake, something beautiful. A reminder that the entire world isn't flat fields of snow and screaming katabatic wind. Something refined. A gift that made me cry with gratitude and delight. Something that kept me grounded in hard times. A promise of a better life crafted by skilled hands from fine wood.
Oh.
Now, oh goddamn. Now I'm cold. And into the fire it goes. Piece by piece. Ah, leave poor Look Mitchell alone.
It's not Look Mitchell anymore.
I know. But like we've been piling on cards on him, except that I have something that fits super
Then
well.
you gotta do it.
It's just this scene. There's no music playing. There is no other sound but the cracking of fire and the breaking of a wooden crib as Look Mitchell throws the last pieces of it into his fire to just warm his hands up.
Yeah, I love that. Let's just have a little bit of windswept plains right there, why don't we? Oh, look. I think actually that's my card to pull, but I'm sure my card will be a good one. In a deck called Hell. It'll be great. Kindling. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. This is Ralph Towns. The card is Kindling. I chopped down all of the Herzl's trees. All the apple and cherry and peach trees, I hacked them to pieces, one after the other, until they no longer insulted the white-on-white horizon. It's always a relief to follow through. Now it's finished. And I'll die of exhaustion or a bullet. Speak your truth and then go to the dead house. Ralph Towns is better than this. Better than this town. There's only one person in this town he loves. It is not his wife, Wobbly. But here's the thing. The Herzls, they've been stuck in that house, they've not left for who knows how long. They don't need their trees. We need them. To go and keep ourselves warm in this barn. They won't mind if I just chop down everything they own. But even if they do, who cares? They're not even going to look out. No one will even see me. And so, I, Ralph Towns, wade up to the Hetzel's place and start chopping down everything, all of their orchards, all of their trees, and moving bit by bit all of those pieces back into the Mitchell barn, thinking about the one I love. And how the one I love will definitely approve of what I've done. And as I take the last bit of this tree, I notice a couple of frozen peaches. And this will be something nice. I can make something out of this. They're so good, I imagine. They're frozen solid, but I'm sure they'll be fine. And I bend down to pull these frozen peaches from the branch. And that's when I hear behind me footsteps. One set of footsteps, and I turn around as I hear these feet crackling in the ice. And I smile, because it's the one that I love. And I hold out this peach, there too, and I hold one and I hold out the other to my beloved, who raises a gun and shoots me dead. As I fall to my knees and blood runs down my neck, because it was a wound right here. Hot. It's the warmest I've ever been. And I fall into the snow, and the last thing I notice as my vision goes dark is my beloved taking that frozen peach out of my hand and walking away. And with that, Ralph Towns goes to the dead house.
Died the way he lived.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This game is so. I actually just over the break I backed this game myself. I am so over the mood about this game,
Yeah.
and I couldn't have. I'm so lucky to be playing with you guys. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up now.
Oh. But you can't shut up because it's your card.
Oh dang it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Good neighbors. That sounds great.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. There's nothing bad about Good Neighbors. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Did you pull it onto the board?
Oh, I clicked on it. I drew it. I didn't actually pull it on. There we go. Wait, stop it. There we go. Okay. So let's do this. There isn't enough in Nyola to go around, and somebody else wants what's mine. I know they're coming. I can hear their purposeful crunching of their boots. I'm ready. Speak your truth. One or both of you is going to the dead house.
Oh.
And I am going to actually say that this is Henry Hetzel, who believes that Look Mitchell is like something's not right over at the Mitchell farm and the Mitchell barn. Something's not going right over there. So,
what was the tell?
I think. Well, the thing is, I honestly don't believe that there is a tell. I believe Henry is older and he's really isolated here and not doing well. He's frail.
Yeah.
So he is looking for pretty much just like, I mean, anything to make him feel like he's whole or has some kind of semblance of existence. So he is just like looking out of his window, stressing out about stuff. Velma's, going through her own business. But he definitely thinks Look is the one trying to steal his resources, the things that are going to keep him and Velma through the winter.
Did Look steal his oxen?
Very well could have. Very well could have. The only other it's right. I think that works out too because it's right by the hill.
Yeah.
So it's Mitchell's barn, then the hill.
Yeah.
So it's like up there. Sure, it could have been the hill, but I saw them go that way. Yeah, they might have been going to the hill, but it's we're also going over to the Mitchells. So what I'm going to suggest is, because I have the option of one or both of you is going to the dead house. I think Henry is going to die in this exchange, not Look. And I think that's going to make Look is going to have to be maybe thrust into the forefront here a little bit because of this. So yeah, this is going to be associated to Henry who's wandering through the snow trying to get to the Mitchell farm, and he the only tell is he's not even being stealthy about this. He smashes in a window and like puts the gun inside and just tries to shoot, and which I'm assuming Look or whoever is Look pulls the trigger on him through the door, taking him out pretty quickly.
Can I
you can do whatever you want.
Can I add something to this?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Henry hits Look 7 times, and Look doesn't even flinch.
Oh, I like this because this is either in Henry's brain or this is real. I love this. Yes. So no one is going to be carrying the sad body to the dead house. It is going to, I don't know. What do you think? Like, what actually happens? Because would Look, this version of Look, have to report this, or would he just take the body to the dead house?
Who would he report it to?
Yeah. I mean, he would just take the body to the dead house.
Yes, he would.
I mean, that's the quickest way to get out of it. Probably, I would imagine Look would do something to the face so it wouldn't be recognizable as how did this guy get here without any of us knowing.
Yeah.
He just went missing. He wandered into the snow in his robe one day with a gun. It's not the first time this has happened in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Leone, it's you.
Okay, let's see what's a delightful thing.
Oh! Spring comes! Oh! Spring comes!
Spring is here.
Actually, it happened.
Oh, okay. I'm going to note something about this moment.
Okay.
We have to speak the truth of each of the survivors now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the moment. We have to speak their truth.
I'm just sorry. I'm looking. I'm like, who's alive?
We've got Fate, Bobbly, Not Look, and Velma.
So here's my fake one. I think Look, like when Look has this like great, we build up the scene dramatically. Obviously, you guys are great storytellers, but you build this like beautiful dramatic scene. But then the voice that comes out of Look is like, "Hey, we are like." James is now taking Look's face. James actually didn't fake his own death. It is all no. I need to find a way to get James back. I felt bad because I put that voice on James and I'm like, I kind of like James now. And then
he has to die. James is. I mean, I feel like a bunch of people are hanging out with James right now. You know, in the dead house.
The dead house is a fun house. So we have Look. We have Look Mitchell, Velma Heltzel, Bobbly Towns, Fate, and is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
my
4 people made it
goodness.
through this blizzard. Well, at least 3. I don't know about 4th.
Yeah, because it's not look.
It's not look.
Look,
It's not look.
I think I got one for Bobley.
Please do it.
Oh,
please do it.
please.
I'm ready.
Okay. So spring has arrived, the snow is thawing, and in the absence of most of the town, Bobley and Fate have occupied one of the empty dwellings, the Sharp House.
Mm.
And on this day, as the sun is shining, birds are beginning to sing, Bobley is cooking away at a little stove. She seems to have done quite well during this winter. It doesn't really seem to trouble her that much. And she has a sunny smile on her face. She doesn't seem at all to be upset about the death of her husband. She hasn't started wearing the mourning clothing that would be traditional of a wife in this time. And she has a lovely dish in a casserole dish, and she smiles and turns around and places a kiss on the cheek of Fate, as she and Fate had been having a little thing the whole time. She'd been so bored by living here out in the middle of nowhere. She was a city girl in her heart, and she wanted action, she wanted adventure, and who other than this mysterious stranger from out of town to give her a little break from the monotony, and things are suiting her just fine now.
And that makes so much sense.
And also, I kind of imagine that Fate is one of those people, like, the bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I wouldn't be surprised if Fate and Ralph weren't also, like.
Ooh.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Could I do a Fate thing if you don't mind? And people can add on if you will.
Of course.
Please.
I see a moment where, and this is going to involve look a bit, so we'll have to sort of chime in on this one. I think you see a moment where Fate walks into the Mitchell place and says, Ezekiah, it's time for you to go. I don't know why you followed me this town, but you can't be here anymore. And I would imagine that Look's face melts off of him. And you see the stranger from before. And these two, seeming taller and bigger, or maybe it's just maybe the room seems smaller, stare at each other. And the kind of the echoes of the fire that the old Look had seen sort of dances at the edges of the space. And Look says, came a long way to find you. And Faye says, now you found me. This town ain't for you. And I'm gonna stop there to let other people want to go with that, where they want to take that.
I have ideas, but
because people were coming after Fate, and Fate,
we've got Velma left, right?
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
And she's technically the last survivor that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I
love this. I love it.
I have an idea, but I don't know. No, go ahead.
I also have an idea for Velma.
I think we all have ideas for Velma.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I think she joins a Scooby Gang, but go ahead. That was my idea, but I feel like it's not a good one.
We can obviously collaborate on this. So I propose to the party.
Mm-hmm.
The oxen are gone.
Yeah.
The fruit trees are gone. Her grandpa is gone. I think Velma packs up her books and leaves. Leaves town, leaves the farm. It's her grandpa's farm at the end of the day. And she always wanted bigger, brighter things. And there is literally nothing here. There is absolutely nothing to keep her in this empty, dead town.
Yeah.
Because, spring has come and people are not emerging from their houses. It's pretty clear what's happened.
And I imagine there's a lot of like, oh, let's go check in on our neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what I would like to propose for Velma.
If I may add a little bit on to that,
Of course.
with her leaving and taking her books and such with her, I love the idea of Velma maybe becoming an author who writes like maybe a pocket novel of some kind where it's a story about a cold winter and a grandpa that there was a scene in it that was known as particularly evocative where she noticed him kept going to the door and getting out until one day she just stopped. The protagonist of the book
Oh, yes,
stopped locking the door.
Oh yeah.
We love this stuff in sets.
Yes. Can I add another thing to Velma?
You can add whatever you want.
She's quite successful, as a matter of fact, as an author, doing sort of Gothic tales. And she seems to be always very lucky. I think everything goes her way. She travels quite a lot. And I think there's one thing that people remark about, that she always wears this hat. And it is the hat that Fate always wore. When he decided he was going to stay here in Neola, he gifted her his hat in a way that felt important. And when she wears this hat, she becomes that rambling, amazing, cosmopolitan, nigh unkillable person.
I have one thing, if I may add, not to Velma, but to the town in general.
Please.
It's at the bottom of the well.
Yes. That's something terrible that somebody put there?
Well, someone had to put, something poison, something terrible. And that something terrible is what, since we're skirting the supernatural in a way, this terrible poison thing is what actually led to the blizzard in Neola, because the Great Blizzard of 1888 ended months earlier for everyone else than the people in Neola. And that all started because someone in their, let's say, mad quest for something, at least the ambition, greed, desires, some reason or another, had to sacrifice something pure. They had to sacrifice innocence. At the bottom of the well, dead from a gut shut wound, is one James.
Oh, wow.
If they hadn't killed James, none of this would have happened.
Wow. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. May I ask a question?
Yeah.
I think Bobley ends up becoming the mayor of this town. Because
Sorry, I laugh because it's like 3 people.
Yeah, that's the thing though, right? It's just 3 people, right? And I think that she ends up becoming the mayor of this town, this place that she never wanted to be, but now it's no longer a cage for her, right? It is now.
It's a way for her to express her power and to find power. And I think with Fate, that gave her that like confidence boost, and now she's ditched Ralph.
Yeah.
I think she absolutely stepped up for it.
Would you say she took fate in her own hands?
Yes.
I mean,
yes. Can I ask, because I left it open and I want to know, what happens to Not Look?
Oh yeah, because it was like a. moment
Well,
going-
Ooh, I think it fits like the genre of the story we're telling if one day he's just gone
Yeah.
and there's no trace of him. There's traces of the real look, Mitchell.
yeah. Has
Yeah.
the stranger ever actually been real?
We don't know.
The mystery, or maybe it's something to do with the hill and all the treasures and
Yes.
things buried there.
Yeah, maybe the last time we see Not Look goes up to the hill, to that tree.
Yeah.
That blackened tree.
I don't remember who it was, but someone saw someone on the hill.
Velma
Yes.
saw
Yeah.
someone, but also Pearson's horse ate
Yeah.
from the tree
That's right.
and then had to be shot 7 times.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to thank everyone for that amazingness. Especially I want to thank Jason Morningstar for making this game. And, we have the command if you want to go and back it on GameFound. Desperation.
Do it.
Yes, right there. So if you want to go back it, you can go right there. It's bit.ly/Desperation RPG. And it comes with both the Isabel and Dead House. And I really, really want to see more people play it so I can find out what happens in their town and on their ship. I really, really want to know how this all plays out in different ways. But most importantly, at this moment, I would love if we could go around for each person and say who you are, where we can find you next, give some love, and just give us your thoughts about the game, since this is like, on its way. And I want to go reverse order this time, and I want to start with Simon.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. I'm Simon. Holy shit! This game, y'all. I love it. It's been backed, like Marcus said. I wasted no time during break. Ooh, it was dark. It was fun. I want to play more of it.
Yeah, it's like more.
That said, you want us to shout out stuff, right?
yeah.
Sorry, I'm still in the weird, like,
I
I'm in
know.
1888 right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm just thinking about like Look Mitchell as like the spirit of the hill, but yeah.
So, yeah, you can find me over on Twitter at wandering_DM, wandering DM on Twitch. I stream a variety of games. So you can find me either on Sundays at Praxagorath Thesmophoria's channel, Sunday evenings for The Witcher. Then on my channel, we also do Inspectors on Thursday. So if you want to see a mix of The Office and Ghostbusters, that's what it is. And then on Saturday, that was the stream right before this one on my channel, we play Scion, Birth of the New Gods, which is a sort of a mythological storytelling game in the veins of American Gods or Percy Jackson. And otherwise, I work by day as a game designer. I've done some work on the Witcher RPG, and the big game that I've been working on for 2 years now, Vampire the Masquerade Chapters, is coming out very, very soon. I say very soon, it's a question of months, but still, the game is awesome. And there is a demo that is available both on, if you have Tabletop Simulator, I think our old demo of the first chapter is available. And then on Tabletopia, completely for free, you can play the expansion for Banu Hakim character.
Thoughts about the game?
Oh, shit. Well, I kept saying how amazing it was. I have like ideas for a bunch of, this is like a campaign setting maker for the 10 Candles or anything. I love it. I love that there's just enough in the prompt to get the gears going, and the characters are just well defined enough that you can easily create relationships between them. But they're also vague enough that it doesn't feel strange if you don't build certain relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It's yes.
Oh.
Go back it.
Yeah. Oh, Susie.
Hello, everyone. I'm back into color now because I'm not in the olden days.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace. I do a gajillion things, but I am a variety streamer. I do video games, I do art streams, I do tabletop RPGs. I also am the media marketing coordinator and art director for Black Cats Gaming, who are an independent tabletop publishing company from the old England.
Didn't you do Spy Game?
We did. I was just going to mention that, Trooper, because on Wednesdays, you can find me over on the Black Cats Twitch channel at twitch.tv/follow Black Cats, where I play a spy in the Spy Game, which is the game that we did make, which is a 5e based game of international espionage and action. I play the hacker, formerly known as a Threener, now known as Alt Aphrodite, who had to have had to change my identity after we faked my death. Because I was wanted by Interpol for hacking our universe's version of Jeff Bezos and stealing a lot of his money. But then on Thursdays on that very channel, we play After the Fire, which is our Game of Thrones campaign, where I play the Dornish noblewoman Lady Miria Ironwood, who is on a mission to eradicate the Targaryens. And I've killed one.
Things went badly.
One. I got Prince Maekar. So I'm gonna get the rest, and I hate the Martells. So that if we're wrapping up soon, that's going to be our finale very, very soon for that entire campaign. So please do check that out, because it's a game very, very dear to my heart that we've been playing for 3 years now. And when I'm not doing that, I'm over on my own channel at twitch.tv/Susanna Grace.
Thoughts about the game?
I absolutely adored everything about this. Like Simon, it is like spun off, like my brain is just firing with ideas left and right. It's given me a lot of ideas for my own games that I am in the process of writing when I get some free time. But yeah, like Simon said, like the it gives you just enough details to like get you into the world, but it doesn't constrain you.
Yeah.
So and within the group itself, we all have our own ideas. Like we had about Pearson, like you and I, Trooper, in the break, we're talking about what we think about Pearson. Could be completely different, but it's all still true and real. Yeah. Like in my head, Pearson was helping Luke's wife when she didn't want the kids, because in our conversation,
I think so
he was a herbalist, a spiritualist. He knew all these home remedies and stuff like that. And that stuff might never come up in the game. Yeah. But it becomes true to those characters as you know them, and it helps influence how you tell their story through their cards.
Yeah. And I think
how
so too.
We ended up making these connections, like the horse getting shot 7 times, and then not Luke getting shot 7 times, and just like, and also it gave us James and the Welchies. I mean,
James,
sweet James. Do you know he was an 1888 himbo, and we love him.
It's true.
We respect him. We miss James, truly.
We miss James. Leonie.
Oh, I am high contrast. Wow, I didn't know I was that bright.
It's just your inner self. You know what I mean? It's your inner self.
I am very colourful. I was not aware.
I love it.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonie, also known as Gloss and Gadgets, and unlike everyone here, I don't have any streams to promote or anything like that. Yet. Because, yes, at the moment, because I am in semi-retirement. I say I am in semi-retirement, I'm actually coming out of it. That's why you'll be seeing a lot of me. Here, there, and everywhere, but nothing has a set date. I am the producer for Into the Motherlands, a Afro-futuristic TTRPG that now has its own system. If you haven't picked the Kickstarter, you can still go check it out, and I think you can back it on the Baccarat. I don't know when we're coming back for another season. You're gonna have to just watch the Twitter for that at Motherlands RPG. As for myself, I pay the bills by being a video. Sorry, I have to specify because you say games writer, and that could mean TTRPGs. I haven't written for a TTRPG yet. I say yet because that might happen one day. I have edited them and consulted on them, but I have not yet written for one. But I am a game dev. I am also a Women's in Games ambassador, and I have worked worked on the Destroy All Humans remake, and I worked on the Destroy All Humans remake 2, which is coming out at some time in the future. Both as editor, writer, and narrative designer. So that was kind of fun.
Amazing.
I also run my own shop where I make handmade tree stars, replicas. So yeah. As for my thoughts on the game, I have one regret, actually.
One regret?
One regret that I must bring up is that I didn't kill enough people. They're fascinated by this.
And this is why I love you so much. This is why I love you so much.
But all in serious, no, this was lovely. I love games like this that deal with seasons. If anyone has listened to any of the interviews I've done, my most recent being with the 3 Black Halflings, I actually play and facilitate a game of Quiet Year with them, because Quiet Year is one of my favorite games, and this is very similar, although a lot more darker and a lot more to my style. So yeah, I would love to back this. Not at the moment. I might get it maybe after the campaign, or maybe I'll just email them and be like, hello, instead of paying me, can you just give me a copy?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
my invoice, 1 card game.
I bet they would. I bet they would.
But yes, no, this was fantastic. I loved I just loved it. I just loved how with these types of games, the more cards you pull, the more dramatic it gets. And you know, we started out with our very famous and very lovable himbo, and you know, towards the end we're shooting horses and punching people in the face 7 times, and you know, wandering out into the snow when we shouldn't be, and things like that. And yeah, and so I would love to play this game again with other people just to see how different it is, because it is different every time. And draw on the map a lot more.
Yeah. Yes. You do have a stream coming up, you know.
Yes. I didn't know if that was announced or not.
No, well, you know, in June the 10th, Leona will be back on City of Light and Shadow with our crew, the Saints, to see if they can rescue some people, and I'm very excited for that one.
Will I be playing Sister Bernadette again?
Absolutely.
Oh, excellent. Yes.
We're getting the crew back together to go and like, you know, work it out. I'm very excited.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. No, that was very fun. Like we got art and everything that day, and like, you know, I got to play a French nun, which was something I never thought I'd ever do in my life. So,
oh yeah.
So yes, I have that. I do actually have 2 podcasts coming out sometime soon. One is a game that I GM. It's basically my rewritten version of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. It's called Dude, Where's My Vault? It's basically in fantasy Vegas, and they get really, really drunk one night, and they remember doing a heist and pissing off a lot of people, and then the rest of the game is finding out who they pissed off and where's the vault, because they don't remember. And then of course I'm working on Black AF and Noble, which basically is going to be a all POC palace drama, and I don't know if you've ever seen a palace drama, but it's a lot of backstabbing and people walking in gardens and sipping tea and then people dying,
and we love that,
that.
Marcus, it's you, because I know you gotta go. Give it to us.
Yes. Hi, my name is Marcus, Best Kind of Worse on Twitter. I am a producer over at Gen Con TV, as well as I work with Pokemon Go on their Twitch channel. There is nothing to see me in actively right now, but I am pretty much always working on shows and things in the background. So keep an eye out for me. I'll probably pop up somewhere.
Like not Luke Mitchell. And give your thought on the game.
Well, I think the game was pretty.
No, I genuinely the depth, the one of the great feelings of this game is like it's a shallow pool of water, and it has so much depth to it. It is this like the weight of the situation that these people are put in is terrifying, and you can understand even the strongest people bending and breaking. But there's so much like I don't want to say light world building, but it's like that kind of like light world building that you can kind of connect the dots and start putting things together. And there's these different routes. It creates this really immersive atmosphere when you're talking through who these characters are, combined with the incredible art. And honestly, I love this layout. I am not when it comes to role-playing games, I love role-playing games and such, but like I am a huge fan of card games. Card games kind of I didn't realize that until like probably this year, where I was like, oh, I really just love like role-playing games that involve cards. This is combining the fact that you're working together, moving cards around the board, the writing, the art, everything about this for me is, like I said, it's a very shallow, it's like oh, I'm just gonna say something weird. It's like there's like a little tiny pool and you stick your finger in it and it's like, oh, this is just water. No, it's venom. And now you have venom all over you. So that's where I'm going to leave my piece. Jason Morningstar, hit me up. Let's write venom.
Nice. And thank you. And I'm troopersjp, and I was here to bring these folks together, and I'm so happy. Thank you, Bully Pulpit Games and Jason Morningstar, for reaching out and saying, would you like to run this? Because yes, always. And thank you for all the games you've done. I want to thank especially these players, all of whom I love dearly, and all of whom I'm going to play with again, Marcus, in other contexts, whether you know it or not, but it's going to happen. And I just want to say, this was lovely. You can, what is today? Today's Saturday. You can find me tomorrow at 8 p.m. Over at Praxagora the Smophoria for The Witcher. And I just want to say one thing I really loved about it was I loved how that very first act in Autumn, you just got to know the townspeople. It was like pretty chill, and you're like, oh, this seems nice. And then it was not nice. we brought up a little things that were like, oh, there's a little weirdness there. Okay, but it seemed like just to get to know the relationships between the people. And then it went bad. I also love that the card that ends winter is the last day of winter, and then you're like, psych, nope. There's a lot more winter coming. I love that. And I also really adore the safety mechanism wherein they've figured out what the topics are for the various cards. And so you just like, well, I don't want that topic, and you just pull it. And I think that's really cool. I think that's like one of the neatest things. And I want to play this again, of course, with more people, but I also would really love to play it with the physical cards sometime, just to sort of like move the cards around the mat. I think that'd be really fun. So those are my thoughts. And I want to thank all of this crew for being here. And I want to thank all of you for coming, watching the show and watching it. And please go and, think about backing it if you are so inclined. I had a lot of fun. Oh, somebody mentioned in chat, and I think this is actually really cool. I really like that this gives you the ability to go like lots of RP or just narrate. You can do as much or as little as you want. So if you're a person that doesn't feel super comfortable doing like heavy RP, like this is still actually really doable and fun. And I love that we had that choice, that range of sort of options of engaging. I think that's like well designed. So thank you, everyone. And we will see you all on the flip side. Bye, everybody.